It is the Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast, bringing you this week's WWT Worldwide Technology Championship for this week's golf. Kenny Kim, what's cooking, my brother?
That was a solid fucking intro, bro. I loved it. You know, the funny thing is, at least you remember sort of the name. When I used to do it back in the day, I would just fucking forget the whole entire goddamn tournament all the time. So at least you got like the first couple of parts right. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, hey, what's up? We're ready. It's in Mexico. Let's have a good time. Margaritas, Cinco de Mayo, Jose. Yes, let's do it.
You know, I was looking at some Mexican stuff, and there's like Mexican tequilas. They're like big into the devil. You know, what is like
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's interesting culture, and I don't mind that kind of it. You know, so
probably isn't there a whole in a Bond movie? I would say. I forget what Bond movie that was, but the scene where it's the new Bond, the newest Bond, where he's in Mexico and it's the Day of the Dead, and he's getting chased by all these people and they got masks on. One of the better Bond scenes.
Yeah, no, there's a whole movie about like some Mexican kid going or chasing after the skeletons. He goes into the other world, right? That's like all the different colors and stuff, whatever. Anyway, This week we've got some golf going on in Mexico. We've had a lot, you know, when there's 2 weeks between golf tournaments, a lot of stuff goes down, Kenny. We've had gambling scandals. I don't know if you spoke about that. We've had Mike's team lose in the World Series in the most epic fashion. We've got internet invitationals going on that we're going to chat about. So we've got all sorts of stuff. Kenny, where do you want to start?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still thinking about Mexican people. They're having it rough right now, aren't they? Yeah, I got to say, like when I went to DC the other day, they had like, you know, the armed National Guard there, and we're trying to get work done in DC. And like a lot of our subs are Mexican, right? I mean, it just happens. None of them want to go into DC because of ICE. And did you hear? I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but it's the fall and the show was supposed to start 30 minutes earlier. All right. But we had a little bit of a delay. And in the fall, you know, I tend to be nice and lubricated during the show. More so than the regular season. So right now everything's going pretty well for me in the head. But anyways, I was talking about ICE came after a whole bunch of Koreans. No. Now I'm worried. Because I got charges on my shit. You know what I'm saying? No felonies. Actually, we should probably delete this because someone will call ICE on my ass right now. But I put the wrong fucking bed in and someone will just call right now.
I'm not even a citizen of the country that I'm living in.
You married in, you're good. You're good to go, right?
Where would this show? You married to the country.
If we don't come back next week, you guys know what the fuck happened. If we don't come back next week,
it's just going to be me sitting here with a black screen and just vaguely talking about golf bets.
The Butterfield Bermuda, brought to you by Mike Baxter.
Yep,
that would be epic. It'd be great stuff.
No, but great a whole bunch of Koreans in Georgia. Like 300 Koreans were deported and arrested from ICE at a Hyundai factory. Shocker.
Yeah, obviously.
Now I'm worried.
You know, when it comes to that stuff, you got to pay. Like I've paid out of my ass to stay in this country. Legal fees, lawyer fees.
Well, that's why it ain't got no problem. It's you.
Yeah, exactly. I do not have a problem with people getting how they get deported. I might have an issue with, but people getting deported for not being here legally, I don't have an issue with it, you know, because I've paid out of my ass to stay in this country, and you get the things that you pay for in life. So, I'm kind of
wow. I was not expecting that. I was trying to avoid that while still talking about it. You just went head deep.
I can say it because I've done it. I do it. You know, like this is the world I live in. When they talk about ICE and stuff, it's hectic, man. Like I had to spend an extra 2 years as a grad assistant just trying to stay in the country because no one wanted to hire me out of college. I had 2.5 degrees, man. Like no one wants an international until you have everything that you need. So it's been a long journey.
Just lost half of our viewership, so that's pretty awesome.
Oh, it's full swing. We know we can make some new fans in the new year. No, it'll be okay. It'll be fine.
If people knew like my politics, you guys would be so weirded out. It's just so off the wall, both sides. Like I don't have a party. Like I'm just,
You're just freeloading, baby.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what we
I'll
need.
go on
Is
both
a
sides
party
of that.
that's not
Actually,
a party.
it's not crazy. It's probably the way it should be, right?
Yes.
Probably the way it
Exactly.
should be. But in today's day and age, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. No, it's wild. Speaking about crazy, Toronto Blue Jays versus the LA Dodgers, losing Game 7 after being up 3-0, and Yoshi Yamamoto, Kenny.
So
What a
we
gangster.
were on a text group together because Mike, our producer Mike over here, he's been doing work for the Blue Jays this year. He's done some shows, he's produced some shows for the Toronto
Played
Blue
golf
Jays organization
with the
their
Jays.
players, met with their owner. Like he's almost like a part of the team. Okay, I might be giving him a little bit too much credit, but whatever. He's our boy. He's almost like he could probably get a ring if they won this year. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been working closely with the Toronto Blue Jays. So we've been rooting for the Blue Jays. We've been rooting for Mike. And that game, which one of the most unbelievable baseball games I've ever witnessed in my life. The only thing
it was one of the most fantastic World Series I think anybody will ever witness, really.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the only games that stand above this, probably just because I was a kid, I remember it was Sid Breen, the Atlanta Braves was slowest runner running down, scoring on that play. That wasn't even a World Series. That was like the league championship. That's one thing that sticks in my mind because it's one of the first memories real big memories of a baseball as a kid. Next would be the Nats when they won in 2019. Howie Kendrick hitting that home run off the foul pole. But I didn't even have any I didn't bet on it. I was rooting for Toronto because of Mike, but I mean, it wasn't that fucking big of a deal. I could not imagine being a fan of either one of those teams. From a golf perspective, I don't think there's anything comparable, right? I mean, maybe if you have a 300-1 outright, but then you'd have to throw gambling into the mix, and gambling changes everything, right? I'm just talking from a natural fan
passion
perspective.
Fanfare.
Tiger, one of Tiger's things, but I mean, even that, what were you feeling on especially in the ninth inning?
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily, we had the week off too, right? We had the week off last week, and so I was in Toronto.
Had the week off for me.
What's that?
For the World Series?
No, we had the week off.
Oh,
yeah.
No, the podcast.
The podcast had the week off.
Canadians took the week off. I'm what
I should have. Yeah. So luckily, I was actually in Toronto for work, so I actually went to the watch parties at the Rogers Center. So I was there for the first game, which ended up going until 3 a.m. And that was the craziest experience ever. We were there and there was probably maybe there was still a hefty amount of people. Maybe I don't know, 1,000 people were still there at 3 a.m. just
3 a.m.
grinding it out, man. It was 2 full baseball games.
I passed out on the couch.
Yeah.
Woke up and it was on the TV. I woke up at 2:30.
You're like, is this the rerun?
They must be replaying the game. And I turned it off.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It was brutal. And, it was running out of the options. And at that point, you're just okay, let's wrap this up. Who cares? We're just exhausting bullpens. We can't keep doing this, right? So I was fine. Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off home run. I don't even give a fuck anymore, right? So when it comes down to Game 7, okay, I'll skip all the in-between but going into Game 7 was the craziest fucking experience I've ever had in my life, right? We were 2 outs away from winning a World Series. And it wasn't even that. It was just leaving runners in scoring position, and just the amount of unluck we had is just astronomical. We've had so much bad luck, and I don't know. I could go on forever, but this is a golf podcast, so I'm trying to keep it precise.
Imagine what I'm feeling. Because I mean, I've had disappointment. The Caps have been the biggest disappointment of my life, losing every Game 7 they could lose. But it was never in the big one.
Yeah.
right? And, all the Super Bowls that I've watched that the Redskins were in, we won.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the Nats, the one time they made it to the World Series, they won.
Yeah.
The Caps, when they made it to the Stanley Cup finals, they won, right? The second time they lost Detroit in the early 90s, late 90s, 98, I think. They lost to Detroit in the finals, but that wasn't even that exciting.
It was just crazy too, because
I don't know what it feels like. And
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad I don't, because it would ruin me. If it happened in one of my teams, it would ruin me.
Yeah, it was bad. And it was the whole big thing too. It was everything leading up to it. Like, everything that I've got to do this year with the Jays has been just unreal, and the fact that they were nobody's pick to do anything this year too. They were like the best team possible, and this is throwing back
you hung out
to
with the players too, right? You played golf, or you recorded the players playing golf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were there with the Gate 14 podcast.
Who were the golfers? Who were the players?
Yeah, Davis Schneider, Ernie Clement, which he's the fucking GOAT of the postseason now.
30. Is it 30 hits in the postseason?
30 hits.
Yeah.
Insane.
All time.
And then we also went with Jeff Hoffman, who led off the fucking home run.
Yeah.
And that's tough. It's tough, man. It's so tough.
That's gotta be weird, like knowing the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Knowing that guy, like, Jesus, fuck.
And you can't really be mad at him, because you're like, fuck, I know this guy,
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, it's tough. But it was, it was a hell of a ride this year, and I'll never forget it because of all the experiences. And, I've got a lot of experience coming up this year too.
Are you working with them again?
Yeah. I'm going to be going to spring training with the team. So it's going to be a sick time.
Dude,
Yeah.
we should we should meet up the week before and play golf.
Yeah, it's going to be in Florida, so
That's what I'm saying.
it's the best time. We'll figure
Where is
something out.
Where is our spring training out?
It's Dunedin, so it's kind of just around Tampa. So-
Okay. I got a place to stay.
Yeah, you love
Don't stay
Tampa.
at strip clubs, Kenny. Yeah.
I not even strip club. I got two of my boys live down there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll figure something
And
out.
like 50 of your girls.
Yeah.
On air playing golf. This could work out.
Hell yeah. Okay.
We're doing a show. We're doing a show, aren't we? All right. I totally forgot we're doing a show. I just thought
All right. Back on track. Blue Jays, Mike. Sorry about that, bud. Like, brutal
It's all
stuff.
good.
I asked you the questions like, would you rather have this kind of heartbreak or be like a Jets fan since coming 2011 when I came to the country, speaking of ice and all that, like wrapping it all up? I haven't seen the Jets play in a playoff game
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
As a fan of the team, and I've been here for like half my life. And it's like, what are we doing? I don't understand how to even feel, but South Africa's played in like Rugby World Cups and things like that. So I can kind of relate a little bit, but
Feel it.
we also won those. So we are the
It just feels so much
all-time
different.
winners of Rugby World Cups.
It just feels so much different because I literally watched the very first game of spring training and was like so involved in it when they were fucking nobodies. And then to bring it all the way to the very end of the season, game 7 extra innings. It's a ride I'll never forget.
Yeah. It's almost like it was game 8 because
Seriously.
of the 20 innings that we already played, which is absurd to think about. So, that's crazy stuff. Kenny, Internet Invitational. I haven't watched a single thing. I saw a couple clips and things. I just haven't had the time to watch. I do a lot of stuff listening when I'm busy, and I just haven't had time to watch. But I'm up to date with what's going on.
When it comes to YouTube golf, I don't watch shit. The only stuff that I have seen on YouTube golf is Bryson, like the hole-in-one over his house, and the ping pong ball onto his second floor. Like those are the only two like YouTube thing, and I didn't even watch them on YouTube. I just watched them on X,
exactly
right. So I didn't even watch them on YouTube. So people were talking about this internet invitation. If you guys don't know what it is, it's at Barstool. It's on Barstool, on their YouTube channel. They get like 48 internet golf content creators, and they put them together into this competition for like $1.7 million. Okay. And so I was like, I've heard all this stuff. People were talking about Luke Kwan and all this crazy shit that's been happening. I was like, all right, let me try and watch this. Let me watch. I was mesmerized. I watched the whole thing back to back, 7 hours straight. Actually, on Friday when I was working from home, I didn't get no work done. I just watched fucking 7 hours of Barstool. Hopefully, my boss isn't watching, but I watched like 7 hours of that shit, all at once, because it was mesmerizing. Because what it brings is drama, like people really not liking each other, right? Like if you threw that into the mix on the PGA, people love the Ryder Cup. That's why the Ryder Cup's so different and stuff like that. There's actually like animosity, just a little bit. They try and be respectful, but there's animosity, between the teams. And that's what makes it a good watch. Like, so when it comes to this Internet Invitational, I mean, it's like a whole bunch of group of people. There's people that like don't like each other, right? And then of course what Luke Kwan did, where he missed his tee time for the first day, and he's the best player out of all 48, right? So I mean, basically, they put him and another dude together, the worst player in the field, because it was best ball, right? Or the scramble. I think it was a scramble on the first 9, and so either way, he was going to do his thing, get a shot on each shot, and they were going to win. But he shows up late to his tee time, and so like, Dave won't let him play until the 5th hole, and it's only a 9-hole competition, stroke play, like match play. So it's basically over, right? They have to win every hole because his teammate sucks, and so basically they lose, and like everyone's blaming him, and people are like talking so much shit. There's so much animosity, and then also when people are playing against each other, there's a little bit more. They rubbing each other, talking shit. It just adds that flavor to competitive golf, and you're not seeing great shots all the time. That's the thing. You have to deal with that. But they're definitely competitive, right? It's definitely a competition. There's no doubt about that. Even if some of the golfers aren't very good, and so I was mesmerized. I would say go watch it, give it a try. I don't think I'm going to go watch, Wesley Bryan do some stupid shit on some. I'm not going to watch that. But this Internet Invitational, I can get down for, because it adds that drama and that to the actual competition, and the dislike and animosity, and you just don't see that, and it adds that flavor, and it's pretty cool. So I would check it out. Episode 3 dropped right today. So I'm probably going to watch it with the football game after the show's over.
Yeah. You see, Kenny, that's the thing. It's like my parents fought my entire childhood. So I don't like it when people like fight. I don't like to fight. I avoid fights at like all costs. That's why I don't like to fight with you on the show even. You're like, I have to dig deep to really get feisty with you on here for the people. And when I see people doing it and fighting, it's just like, when Luke Kwan walked in on day 2 and the guy starts like some arsehole. I don't even know who he is. He's like
Brian Whitney,
yelling at him.
That guy's like a all-star NHL player.
Okay. He's
Ryan
an
Whitney,
arsehole on the camera. Like, I don't know who he was. And he just gave me arsehole-ish vibes. And I was just like, I'm not here for manufactured fighting and stuff like that.
It
so
wasn't
that
manufactured. That's the thing. It was.
Okay. Let's be honest, Kenny. They aren't manufacturing it, but all of these guys are like manufacturers. Let's be honest. They're content creators. They
exactly.
They know what they want to do. Okay. So we all know. And I think maybe as someone.
The guy was legit pissed. I don't think it was an act. And the guy's a fucking. Sure. He's a defenseman who likes to fight people.
Sure. And but when the cameras go on, people kind of know, right? They get clickbaity, right?
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You do it all the time.
Yes, right fucking now.
Yes. I do like Wesley Bryan and George. I've watched them and Grant try and make the cut at these majors a couple weeks before each major. It's a great series. It's far less dramatic. It's really entertaining still, and you get to see the course. Because if you're trying to get a feel for all of these majors and understand how the course can potentially play, I like to watch that stuff because then you can see up close. They're on the greens.
like
you can see the
research.
contours. Yeah, it's research, but it's also entertaining. And they are very good. Wesley is a PGA professional.
You want
I
to hear it.
learn stuff from him when he's playing. You know, like you can see what he's doing, and it's cool to watch. So I like that kind of YouTube golf versus I do not watch any Barstool stuff because they
So
they
you
drive me
like the
nuts.
YouTube
I'm a
golf.
beta, buddy. I'm happy to profess that I'm a beta, and I will gladly let someone else think that they've beat me in a yelling contest, and we go with it. You know, it's all good. So I'm not here for that kind of drama. Gambling drama. We had the NBA stuff go down where Terry Rozier and all the poker stuff, and then I was watching UFC, and I got a lot of UFC gambling accounts, and I see a post come through, and they're like, "Guys, this line movement has moved from -250 to -150 or -115 in the space of a couple hours, and the steam has just keep coming on the underdog for first round loss and for the underdog to win. You know, the favorite to lose in the first round and to lose the fight. The favorite goes in there, he dives at this guy's feet like he's never ever done before, pretends to like try and keep him off, gets choked out in the first round, and now there's an investigation.
I didn't
like
see
how
that.
stupid
Wow.
how stupid can you be? And we all knew it was coming just by the line movement. Books took it off. Some books just removed the bets from the equation because
The
it was fishy as
FBI
fuck.
actually, I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the FBI actually hit up Dana that morning and told him what was going on with the line movement, and that he
And
should
he still let
cancel
the fight happen.
He should cancel the fight, and he didn't.
Nope.
Again, I don't know if that's true. I don't know. But here's the thing about this whole gambling issue. This shit's been happening for fucking ever. It's been happening for fucking ever.
Yes.
Since before books have been legal. What's happening now is it's a mixture. It's a mixture of really stupid athletes. Like stupid, dumb athletes. And it's
desperate.
also a mixture of the fact that now that it's regulated, you can see these crazy line movements and you can catch it quickly, and you can put a mark on it, and you can call the proper authorities and get the right people involved when something happens really quick, right? You can get that done really quick. And that's because it's regulated. That's because it's legal, right?
Yeah.
Like they have the manpower. They put in the money to catch these type of things, right? It's a part of their budget. They got a big budget for it. Every book does, right?
And
so
even the
now
organizations,
because of
the
that,
sports
you
organizations
can catch
have
it.
that
So,
too.
but then you still have these idiots, right? Like the UFC fighter. I mean, it's so blatant. Like it's so blatant.
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, you can't do it. It was better when it was illegal. Like, then you could really actually fix games. And who knows how many games were fixed before gambling was made predominantly legal, right? Because you would never fucking know. You would never know. Like in basketball, missed free throw, right? You know, a turnover, a random turnover, right?
Oops,
At the right moment of the game, right? Do you know how easy that is to do? Now, when the money comes in on a prop like that and it's weird, it's flagged immediately.
Yeah.
And that's because it is legal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the politicians can do what can use this. We need to be able to people need to be thinking the way I'm thinking about it, because if not, I mean, it's a problem. If people are thinking it's because gambling is made legal, that's why this is happening, and that's the consensus, and that's what politicians think, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
We are. But I do think
about it, because that's the truth. This shit has been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
We just never saw it before. And when it did, it was a big story. The Black Sox scandal, the college basketball, the New York, the college basketball, right? Pete Rose, right? They were big time fucking stories because you just didn't catch them that often.
Yeah.
You think it was just those few? No.
Yeah.
Those are just the ones who got caught. That's it. That's it.
Well, when you're chatting to my dad and you speak about how he grew up as a child, the shit they could get away with and do was because there's no technology, man. Like
just in
everything
general,
was so
yeah.
like raw and natural and like in the moment. Now everything is like so technologically advanced that they're telling you to stop a fight before the match fixing happens. Like it's insane, and they still let it happen. So either Dana's in bed with what the ring that's kind of causing, like put the tinfoil hat on here, and like there's referees that make absurd decisions, judges with like objectively bad scorecards, like completely the other way around, when someone wins 3 straight and you say it was the other way. And anyone that's watched UFC for like a year would know that fight was a unanimous win the other way. So it's absurd what's going on. And I do think, Kenny, like we mentioned on Twitter a little bit, chatting about golf and how you thought you could get like a ring of 5 guys or 10 guys or whatever, and have them one randomly spike low or high. Like obviously you can't spike under. You got to spike the overs, right? Because that's the thing you can control the most. But it's interesting because golf, I don't know if you can do that. But again, if someone's losing their tour card,
I think the only way that would happen is in lower tours, and I think you don't see prop bets there. So the more I thought about it, I did bring it up on X, but the more I think about it, like it's the prop bets that are really the ones that can be manufactured. And I don't think the PGA Tour or any of these high level tours going to have guys worried about a couple of dollars compared to getting a tour card. Now you get to these smaller tours. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you got some guy who's grinded it out on the tour for 12 years. Is in PGA Tour of Americas or something like that, or some
child stick
minor to PGA China or something like that, and he wants to make a couple of dollars to feed his family, whatever. Fuck, right? Then maybe, but I don't think you can bet like prop bets or matchups on those tours. I think those tours are just basically outrights. So even though I was just thinking about it because the whole gambling thing was just a big topic and I wanted to try and involve golf in it. And I said that, maybe golf, it would be easy to actually do this, but based upon like the importance of like 1 or 2 points on the FedEx Cup point list to, be inside the top, whatever number, to hold your job next year, or, make a quick $50,000, losing 1 round and shooting poorly when you could have shot, 4, 5, 6 strokes better. And could those 4, 5, 6 strokes make a difference at the end of the year? It's going to be those fringe players. They're the only ones that might think about it. And it's too much to lose for them. Everybody else is too good. And they know they're going to be on tour. They're not going to do anything that's stupid.
Yeah. And you'd have to bet so much for it to make sense that it would just get flagged immediately, so that's the thing. It's like the nice thing about, we thought this with the NBA is that the more money you make, the less. Terry Rozier's made like $100 million or something.
Here's the thing, like a lot of that when it comes to NBA players, a lot of them aren't very liquid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, like, they don't have much, it's not much cash, right? When you have that much money, right? So maybe they just want a quick $100,000 in cash.
True.
They can just go out with their boys and do whatever, right? I mean, like, that's the only thing I can really think of.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And also like Michael Jordan can't stop gambling. He is one of the greatest basketball players ever, but he's got a gambling
big time,
ferocious intensity towards it. We're not going to say the ADDICTION situation there, but like these guys are severely competitive in all areas of their life. It's not surprising that they want to try and win money thinking they're smarter than someone else. And It's just really interesting.
But that's gambling. That's not fixing games.
No. But then
Fixing
that's
games
what
is-
can get someone down the pipeline later on. It's like
Sure.
they could get in a hole, blah blah blah. So interesting to think about, but it's crazy. The blatancy of it was so funny to unfold. Like hour by hour, you could see this thing happening. So hilarious stuff. Shall we get to Mexico, Kenny? Anything else you want to chat about?
I totally forgot we're doing a golf show. Hold on.
By the way, you look fantastic in your kit today, my friend. You look like
do
you're
I
going to go
look
get
all
like
right?
a really good massage later. Like you're going to like a spa and resort type. Give me like Lewis Litt vibes. You're going mudding? Going mudding next?
I don't know
You ever
what
gone
mudding.
mudding?
From Suits.
I think you just
From Suits.
suits. Yeah, you just go sit in a bath of mud, but it's obviously hundreds of dollars mud. Like it's whatever the fuck mud it is. But anyway, the mud in Mexico must be quite nice. Tell us about it, Kenny.
All right, PGA Tour. We go to Mexico for the Worldwide Technology Championship from El Cardonal Golf Club in Los Cabos, Mexico. This event used to be held at Mayo, but Liv played an event there, and the PGA Tour was like, "Fuck that." So
It's
they
tainted
bounced.
now.
So they bounced. So El Cardinal is actually designed by Tiger Woods. I think it was like one of his first designs. Resort course in the same realm as like Vicente Vallarta, Corrales, right? Those are a couple of pretty good comp courses for this. Easy courses where weather is the only true defense of the course. You could look at the two courses above and maybe throw in Capalula, right? As another comp course, lots of elevation changes, wide, big greens here and fairways, just like, in Hawaii, which of course they're not playing this year, which sucks. 2 years ago was the first time the event played there. The EVR won in -27. There were 8 golfers over that were like 20 under or better. Last year played tougher, a little bit windier, firmer conditions, but the winning score was still -24. Top of the board, both years had short knockers and long guys off the tee. Like what set the leaders apart was putting and iron play. The best pass balance putters in the field, minimum like 10 rounds in this field. It's going to be Chan Kim, Ben Silverman, Davis Riley, Frankie Sappin, Ben Griffin, Quade Cummings and Goings, Justin Lower, Valimaki, Celinda, and Yeager. Those are going to be the 10. Cole's up there, but he's only had, I think he's only played Pass Pound once, but he did kill it on Pass Pound. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. So Elkhart now, 7,450 yard, par 72, 4 par 3s, 4 par 5s. 3 of the par 5s going to be reachable by everybody. The par 3 is not overly intimidating. 2 barely reach 200 yards. The par 4 distributions like this. Under 375, you got 2 of them, number 3 and number 10. 375 to 425, you got 1, which is 12 hole. 425 to 475, you got 5. And then 475 plus, you got 2. So you got some longer holes, par 4s over here at this event. There are some giant elevation changes though, which will make some of the holes play shorter than their yardage and play, make some holes play longer as well. This is a resort course. I don't expect golfers to see anything crazy out there. It should be a low scoring week. Pay attention to the weather. It definitely is going to play a factor. If the wind is going to be up, it's not going to be as much of a birdie fest, but still, this is a resort course. Their scoring is going to happen unless we see like 30, 40 mile per hour gusts. Anything under 20, these guys are still going to score. Now, off the tee, golfers are going to see some of the widest fairways on tour, like 70 yards, some of them. There is no rough. So if golfers miss the fairway, we've seen this the last, couple weeks. Not much rough, wide fairways. If you do miss, though, you're going to deal with like sand dunes and desert shrubbery. It's not as bad as the Black Rock of Utah. We didn't even talk about that. I forget who won.
We can chat about it when we go through the bets.
Oh, there we go. All right. And so no rough. If balls land in shrubs, it's going to be difficult to find. Even with that trouble off the fairways, I do expect driving accuracy percentage to be high. And I also expect most everyone's going to be pulling out the big dog when it comes to this course. 2 years ago, EVR hit 93% of the fairways and was 25th in driving accuracy. for the week, right? And so, yeah, the fairways are going to be wide. Golfers won't get too much roll. The fairways are past Ballum. This should not matter too much as longer golfers who hit good mid irons or shorter golfers who hit good long irons are probably going to succeed. On approaches, golfers are going to see past Ballum, huge past Ballum greens. Some are like 8,500 square feet. EVR, once again, hit 86% of the greens a couple of years ago, right? And was 13th for the week in greens and regulation with 86%. There is a bit of undulation to them, some greenside bunkers. If golfers are missing the greens, then they don't really have a chance. Like, I'm not really paying too much attention to short game unless the wind is crazy. Again, I have not paid attention to the weather yet. It is only Monday, so that is something to pay attention to. This place could get windy. I think it would be fun one year to see like a 35 mile per hour, and see how this course goes. But I don't know. We'll have to see it. We'll see it, what happens. The green's slow, past Ballum, stimp around 11. It's going to be a putting contest. Putting, irons, but putting contest is what it is.
Yeah, exactly, Kenny. I think, when you're speaking about some comps and you mentioned what we've seen the last couple of weeks, is kind of not going to be as penal to miss the fairways, but Japan, Yokohama Country Club, and Black Desert are very good comps. So I'm taking into recent form into account a little more than normal because it's also a comp course, because it's wide fairways, big greens, easy golf courses. So I think what you want to really look for here is a couple of my guys. I went and filtered on strokes gained around the green by the worst guys and down, and then looked and saw who's good at off the tee, who's good on approach, and who can make putts. Because some guys putt well, but they chip shit, and some guys really chip well, and some guys, the good guys that chip well can't putt. So there's some people out there that are really bad chippers, but if you're going to be hitting 90% of your greens, if you're a great ball striker, you're barely going to be chipping. Like what's 10% of it's like 7 holes you're going to be chipping on, basically, if you have a good one. I remember watching the RSM Classic, and Adam Long broke the all-time fairways hit record at the RSM. I was like, how did this happen? Well, he hit every fucking fairway in Mexico. He didn't miss a fairway. He hit every single fairway, and then hit like 2 or 3 more in the Carolinas there, and then boom, he'd hit as many fairways in a row as possible on the PGA Tour. So it was really interesting to see. You're going to see absurd stats. So give me bombers, give me accurate guys. I don't really care off the tee that much. Like you said, Kenny, all about the putting. If you take a look at the past leaderboards, it's all putters at the top there. So you got to be able to make your putts. And I think that's going to separate the men from the boys this week. I'm going to get into some bets. Presented to you by Kickback Golf. Use code FGD15 to get yourself a nice little basketball, baseball paraphernalia there. That's with your golfers' stats, not stats, lowest score that they've shot on the PGA Tour. You can get the alma maters. They are sick jerseys. We have them. We wear them. They are awesome. I've got a John Daly Razorbacks jersey, number 69. I've got the Scotty Scheffler 2022 Masters champion jersey there that I've rocked to a driving range at 2 once a time. So it's a great product. Go check it out. Use code FGD15 to get 15% off over there. Christmas time is coming up. It's a great gift. I would recommend. All right, Kendo, VT on X. Who are you betting this week at the WWT Championship in Mexico?
All right, so I don't do this often, maybe like once or twice a year, but I'm betting at the top of the board. I'm going Benjamin Griffin, 13-1, win only. He's the cream of the crop of the field. Great showing at the pro course, finishing runner-up to Scotty, of course. Iron game super strong. One of the best Ballum putters out there over his career. Been very, very strong on past Ballum. Again, normally don't bet the top of the board. I just have a feeling here about Ben. Coming off being, he's confident. You see his starts always in the top 10, always has been in the mix for like the last couple of months. And he's playing in a field where he's literally the best player. That probably in the last few months, he is the best player. And I don't know. I have a feeling Ben Griffin's win only, 13-1. We're going top of the board. Next, it's going to be Max Grazerman, 30-1 with 3 places. the new runner-up king. All 5 of his runner-ups have come in the last 15, 16 months, right? Irons have looked great in the fall. 4th here last year. He's going to get a win soon. He's known for his putting. Like I said, I think just a fall win makes sense. He's been so close. I'm going back to him again. 30-1, 3 places. Next, I'm going with the fall guy. The guy who's been probably one of the most consistent best players in the fall so far. Higa, 35-1 with 3 places. He's at 7th of the Pro Corps, 2nd at the Sanderson, 4th in Japan. Iron game and putting have been elite this fall. That's what you need at this course. I'm going to go with him. He's probably going to be a popular play, but I'll take him at 35-1 with 3 places. Next is just all long shots. After this, it's going to be Eric Cole, 70-1 with 8 places. Gut feeling again. Here, top 10 a couple of weeks ago. Iron game always strong. He's played past Palom, I think, once before and really was strong on it. I can't remember the course. If somebody had some type of something to help me out, Byron, can you don't know? No, I think
past Palom is either Vedanta or a couple Corrales.
Yeah, we've played once and he putted well. It was a small sample size for his putter.
Yeah,
right, but I just got a feeling about Mr. Cole again, another guy who doesn't have a win yet. Then we're going into the triple digits here. Justin Lower, 125-1 with 8 places. Runner up last year, 3rd his last time out. I can't go at 70 or 90. And I think that's what his number has dropped to now. So I don't even want to, I can explain, but I got him at 125-1 this morning, right? On Monday morning with 8 places. It was worth it for that number with his course history from last year and his good finish the week before. And then Dunlop, 300-1, 8 places on a course where he doesn't have to use his driver that much, or he doesn't have to worry about his driver too much. You saw glimpses his last time out, right? He started off pretty strong and then sort of faded quickly, but you saw something from him. 300-1, 8 places. I'll take that. And I threw a fucking flyer at Pavon at 300-1 with 8 places too. Just another winner out there who's at a number where I could bet like $5. And we'll see what the fuck happens, right? So I threw him out.
Yeah, we've always chatted about Pavon as just like an auto play down in the 6K range.
Because there's no method to his madness.
No, it just shows up whenever.
It's just random, like 7 miscuts, second somewhere. 2 miscuts in a row, a 67th and a 50th. He won the Farmers. So yeah. Well, you never really know with Pavon.
Yeah. Won the Farmers, didn't do anything until he finished 5th at the US Open. Like it's just what happens, with him. So I'm on board with that. Kenny, who won the Black Desert Championship? Michael Brennan.
That's why. That's right. Who was the one that didn't somebody win it last year who just came from another tour?
Yes, it was the Matt McCarty. I was posting about it on there. Matt McCarty won 3 KFT events, shows up to the Black Desert Championship, wins his first PGA. Michael Brennan wins 3 PGA Americas tournaments leading up to the Black Desert, wins at the Black Desert on a sponsors exemption.
Isn't there a guy in this field? Isn't he like a weed smoker? Keith?
Kiefer? Johnny Kiefer from You know what, Kenny? Let me just get into it. Michael Brennan, 30-1 is my first bet. What are we doing at 33-1? Sorry, 33-1. 5 places each way at Bet365. This dude went back-to-back on the Americas tour. Like, he's looking for his 5th win. It's obviously not making him uncomfortable to be in contention. This guy is like, it's uncomfortable not to be in the lead for this dude. He's been sensational the last little while. 33-1. If I look at guys ahead of him on the odds board, we've got Rico Hoey, we've got Michael Thorbjornsson, we've got Max Griesemann, all ahead of him that haven't won yet. This guy just won. We're going back to a very similar golf course. Have you seen what this guy can do off the tee? He hit 193 miles per hour ball speed effortlessly, dude. Effortlessly. Like,
if I just won on the PGA Tour and I was in Mexico, I would not play well.
but he's had 2 weeks. It's also like it's going to be back to back. It's a very rare occasion on the PGA Tour where you can go back to back in back to back starts, but it's 2 weeks apart, you know. So I think he's done. He's celebrating, and again, this guy's over celebrating. He's won 3 times on the PGA. He won back to back on the America's Tour. I'm cool with that. 33-1 is a very, very fair number in my opinion. So at a place like this where you can unleash with a driver again, make all the putts in the world. He made 1 million putts last week, and I went and took a look. He's a good putter. Off we go. Next guy I'm betting, Johnny Kiefer. Kenny, you were chatting about him on the KFT. He's the KFT player of the year. Smoke the reefer Kiefer. I'm all about what he can get up to. I went and took a look at the PGA Tour stats for him on KFT. He's top 10 in putting average, which is a antiquated ass stats. I hate to say it, but it's all they offer us. So he's an putting average is when how many putts you take per green regulation. So it's basically just kind of figuring out, okay, when you're hitting the green in reg, how many putts do you take? But this is a problem with this.
How many putts you're having around divided by 18?
No, I went and took a look. I used putting. I looked it up for the one, whatever the stat is that's by green in a reg.
I really have no clue.
Because sometimes you can look at putts per round. If someone's missing greens like I was doing when you were playing boys weekend with me, I had like so little putts because all I was doing is chipping it and making my 4-5 footer, you know, like whatever, off we go. It's like if you're missing greens or if you're peppering greens a lot and you're playing a little safer, you're going to have more putts putting average wise, you know, statistically speaking, just because you're putting from further away. If guys hitting less greens are way more aggressive going at those flags, they're going to be closer to them, but miss greens more often. Those missed greens don't count, you know, because you're not a green and reg putting there. So all the good shots are going to give you the shortest. So I don't know how to believe in that stat that much, but he's top 10 anyway. Johnny Kiefer, 50-1. You know, this guy's also won twice on the KFT. Very, very good golfer, and I think he's going to do very good things for us in this department. I got 2 more bets for you guys, and it's going to go by the name of Kevin Yu. We bet him last week. He was second place at some point on Sunday, and I was like, okay, I was looking at 2 freaking placement finishes with Rico Hoey and Kevin Yu coming in hot. Kevin goes 6 over par on the final 7 holes. He just made he made a triple and a double before Sunday and was still in second place at one point on Sunday. And then he did all that shit on Sunday afternoon. So all he's got to do is just avoid that. At this kind of a golf course, it's even probably easier to do, to avoid those massive numbers, hopefully.
I shot 88 the other day with 2 triples and 3 doubles. I was 4 over.
Crown or Crown Apple?
For the round. I was 4 over on the other 13 holes.
It's impressive, Kenny. I had to do the math there.
2 triples.
Sick brag. You know, like that's the thing. It's just like, that's all about live. Is you've got 3 rounds. Got to make sure that 4th round counts. You know, those 4 holes, buddy. That is how it goes, though. Anyway, we've chatted about your golf game a couple of times, and there's nothing to fix. It's just you got to get your shit together. You got to be an alcoholic on the golf course. But I never said that.
A couple more times.
Anyway.
You know, it's sad this time of year as a golfer. But next 2 weekends, I'm definitely playing.
Good for you, Kenny. Go and play your golf. As I continue about Kevin Yu's situation, he's also one of the guys that's one of the worst chippers around the green, but he is top 30 in putting. He's a great ball striker. You know, this guy's total ball striking is fantastic. He's 28-1. He's a winner on the Sanderson's Farms. You know, that was just over a year ago. I think he can get it done again. He was looking to win the tournament if it wasn't for Michael Brennan last week or 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what he can do for us. And then I'm just going back to the same guy, Emiliano Grillo. I'm going to him at 40-1 with 6 places at Bet Rivers. He's the same dude. If you filter by bad around the green play, he's top of the board there. But he's top 8 in putting in this field, and he's top 30 in driving and approach play. So, you know, Emiliano Grillo is going to be a great ball striker, and he can make those putts. Hopefully hits more than 90% of his greens and doesn't have to chip that much. So I think he's absolutely in the mix to do some things for us here. He's putting well.
I love Grillo this week. Are you worried all about, what did he withdraw from the last event?
The last event had such bad delays that I think guys that were just, I think he was playing quite poorly on Friday.
Oh, so you just like didn't want to come back out on Saturday?
Yeah, there were guys that had to play like 7 holes on Saturday morning to finish round 2. Like zero weather delays, nothing. They just couldn't finish the round on time out in Utah. So that might be the situation. We'll see. I don't think he'd be teeing it up again if he didn't feel the greatest. So hopefully, maybe not. By the way, super random. I saw Keishon Booty send his Discord a message saying that he's got a grade 1 hamstring tear. So we had his Discord breaking news about his hamstring on social media. He's a streamer for Madden. So that's the Discord that he has. It's like, why does this guy have a Discord that he's sharing his injury information with? Why do we have everyone doing this? That would be so nice. But no, he's just sharing his Discord, Madden Discord. What's going on there? I got a couple more bets for you guys. We're going with auto bets. Every single time Cristobal Del Solar plays a golf tournament, you bet him to be the first round leader. We've spoken about the absurd round 1 stats Cristobal Del Solar has. He was almost rivaling Scotty Scheffler's strokes gained coming off the KFT just in round 1. He was that elite at that kind of golf. So he cashed for us at the RBC Canadian Open, which had a kind of wide open golf course, again, where you can lean on the driver and make those putts. That's what Cristobal Del Solar does quite nicely on a Thursday only. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the man is about as good as I am. So it's kind of a lottery when it comes to that. So we'll see what he can do. And then I really wanted to bet Rico Hoey to win this tournament. I couldn't get to him at 22 to 1. I bet a couple other guys. And
there's a few guys like that for me.
Yeah, I'm just going to bet him top 10 at plus 210 for ties paid in full. 3 of his last 4 starts are top 10s or top 11s. And the best part about Rico is that his approach play and his driver is so fucking good that he can lose 4 strokes, 5, 6 strokes putting in a tournament and still finish inside the top 10. He lost at the John Deere. He lost 5 strokes putting and finished 11th. And now he's gone to the broomstick putter and is starting to play some good golf. He lost, I think, 4 or 5 strokes in round 1 of the Black Desert Championship. And then over the next 3 rounds, raw strokes gained, he gained 5.5 strokes putting. He gained over a stroke per round in the final 3 at the Black Desert to finish second there. So he's in great form, but I don't know if he can do that again, with the broomstick. And they're asking us for a hefty price for that now. I'm just going to bet the 2 to win 2 units in the top 10.
He's been playing good golf. He's been playing
very good golf.
Yeah, and you don't mess with Filipino, man. I went to the Philippines once. I went to the Philippines one time. I do remember, buying single Lucy cigarettes from a vendor in the middle of Manila, but that's not what the story is about. We were on one of the islands, and there was like a waterfall. And it was like a tourist waterfall that you go up to. You get to chill on the waterfall, but it's upstream, right? So like the only way you can walk, but it's like treacherous, so no one walks it. So there's only one way to get up it. You get on your boat, and these little Filipino men, like 5'5" Filipino dudes, just carry your boat upstream, like in a river. Carry your boat, like 2 of them, drag and pull and carry it upstream. No shoes, barefoot. Like it's got to be like a mile and a half, because I was just chilling in the boat like this, chilling. Just dragging and pulling and lifting and doing all like on rocks and rapids and shit. And so ever since then, I was like 12 years old when I went. I was like, you don't fuck with Filipinos. They will fuck you up, and they will sing karaoke.
Yes, and then drag you up the river and bury you there. That's how it goes, Kenny. The world is a wonderful place, man. What's the best country you've ever, like the most thrilling country, or most like eye-opening?
Amsterdam was fun for
obvious reasons.
Reasons, right? It was a good time. St. Martin was really cool. If you want to go into the Caribbean, there's plenty to do. Family-wise, there's plenty to do.
Kenny-wise.
Yes, Kenny-wise, yes. So that was a fun trip. But I mean, like, I was in Paris when I was 12. It was too young. I was in Madrid when I was 12. I was in Barcelona when I was too young. So I haven't really gone on too many trips in the adult when I was old. I've been to Korea, but I was 13 when I went. So they were all when I was young. So I haven't really been to too many places as an adult. The Philippines was cool, but it was for like a church mission. So, and we were going to like islands with like no electricity and like shitting in like, no running water and killing our own chicken for dinner and shit like that. I remember vividly killing a chicken and eating that. This motherfucker was good as shit. Good. When it's good, delicious. But
I don't know. I'd have to be so
yeah,
hungry to do that.
well, all I remember is playing a lot of
There's my beta in me.
and smoking a lot of fucking loose cigarettes that I bought from some dude in the middle of Manila.
The Manila Thriller, baby. Hey, you survived it, can you? That's all you can wish for. Buying Lucy's off someone in the Philippines or
Yep.
Mexico. You say Mexico? Anyway,
Philippines.
Blood, sweat, and tears for this week's Mexico tournament, WWT Championship. Kenny, who are you going to in the 10K range? We got Rico Hoey, JJ Spawn, and Ben Griffin. By the way, when you mentioned Ben Griffin is the best golfer in the field, I do want to rebuttal there and say that we have the US Open champion, JJ Spawn, in the field too. I would say that Ben Griffin is slightly better than him, but it's a pretty close call.
The dude won the US Open. I can't argue against you on that. But
I know you're not wrong.
I can't. But I do like Ben Griffin. He's going to be my first cash game cornerstone. I'm going to rock with him for the stuff that I said in the betting segment. I think he's the cream of the crop. He's played well here. I think he finished, he's had a couple of decent finishes, top 25s. I think maybe, hopefully, something around there. He's played it a couple of times.
This course?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he'll fit any golf course now.
No, I'm saying he's played here a couple of times. I think he's finished like top 25, 35, or something like that in the 2 times he's played. But he's coming in with just massive amounts of good finishes, massive amounts of good form. So, with his iron game and his putting, that's what you're looking for. I'm going to ride with him, win for my first cash game cornerstone.
I love that. I think he's a great play. He's like T23 this week for him is probably like worst case scenario kind of thing. Like his consistency has been sensational. He's an elite player, obviously has.
And 10-5 is not a back-breaking number.
A top 5 for him? Yeah.
No, what is 10,500 is not a back-breaking number for your first.
I'm sorry. I'm having some tough times hearing you, Kenny. I don't know why. But we're okay. His top 5 is plus 232. I mean, I wouldn't mind that either if you're in the mood to kind of just hedge on Ben Griffin there. But I like Ben Griffin a lot. He's number 1 in the model. He's number 1 in recent form. Boom, boom, boom. Checks all the boxes. I think Rico Hoey is going to be very, very popular. I think everyone's just expecting that putter to come back again. It could. If he gains strokes putting this week, there's a good chance he wins this tournament. Whether or not he can not have that one round that completely just nukes him, that remains to be seen. So maybe if you don't want to play him in week-long stuff for Rico, he's an absolute showdown masterclass because the putter will likely show up at least once of the 4 rounds, and that round he's going to go off. So he'll have the round of the day. We'll see what he can do there. JJ Spawn is also a great option. But again, like he's just going to bring all the pieces together. Like a well-rounded golf game isn't necessarily going to put you that far ahead of the rest of the field at a course like this. You're going to have to make your putts. And JJ is 13th in the fielding putting. So we'll see what he can do. In the 9K range, we've got Max Griesemann, Siwoo Kim, Michael Thorbjornsen, Gary Kigo, Thorbjorn Olesen at $9,200, Kevin Yu, and Michael Brennan at 9K flat. All I can think about when I hear Michael Brennan, Kenny, is keep your nutsack off my drum set, from the Step Brothers. I'm going to put my ball sack on your drum set, Michael. Brennan. But anyway, I think
how fitting
I would
that
love
this
Michael
is the
Brennan.
worldwide as well. Worldwide.
No,
I don't
Catalina wine mixer, baby. Michael Brennan. I love the 9K price tag. I love the Step Brother vibes. I think he's going to put his nutsack on everyone's drum set again this week. It's going to be a good time in Mexico for Brennan. And it's bringing such good memories. It was a great movie, by the way, too. So Michael Brennan, 9K.
Never seen it.
What?
You are the king of movies, Kenny. You didn't tell me you've never
I'm
seen.
the king of TV.
Okay, I guess so. Yeah.
Dude, it's a great movie, man. It's so fucking funny. It's got you know who's in it. It's Will Smith, Will Ferrell, and whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some great other actors too.
I think you
and
need to
actors.
watch that tonight in spirit.
No, Kenny's watching other guys suck each other off on the Invitational. Anyway, Max Griesemann is perplexing to me, Kenny. I think $9,800 is a great second click because hopefully the person you click ahead of him is going to win, and he finishes second. But you're on him this week, so maybe he can get it across the line. I like him a lot, especially over Siwoo Kim. Big time situation there. I'm not quite sure what Siwoo's doing in that price range at $9,700. I don't know if he's going to make enough putts this week. Siwoo's so good around the green. Siwoo Kim is third around the green in strokes gained, and he's 82nd in putting in a 120-man field. That's just not going to get it done for me at this price. So I'm out on him. And the same goes with Michael Thorbjornsson. I think he's starting to find his groove with the putter. But again, sometimes it can be a little off. Sometimes it can't. I do like Higo. So you can chat about everyone in the 9K range. Give me Higo, Brennan, and Kevin Yu in this range for sure.
Here goes the second cash game cornerstone. Again, putting, irons, his form. He's been strong. I'm going to go with him as the second cash game cornerstone. Now, I think him and Kevin Yu probably be popular. I mean, people might look at Kevin Yu's last couple of holes and be off of him, but I sort of like the guy in between. I like Olsen this week as sort of like a pivot play. For one reason, he's had 8 Euro Tour wins. Last 2 are on Paspalin, so he can play on him. He can putt on him. And his form has been pretty fucking solid. I like Olsen as a pivot play in this 9K range.
Yeah. I was going to say this course might not necessarily suit him that well. He's been balling out at similar courses anyway. So I'm all for it. I think especially I'm probably going to bet him first round leader once the weather edges and things come out, the tee times come out, because he is sensational in round 1, Michael Thorbjorn Olesen. And guys, I cannot stress this enough. There's Michael Thorbjornsson and Thorbjorn Olesen in the exact same price range. So make sure that you're clicking the right stuff. It's a bit of a disaster with these two guys. One's an American, one's not even from this country, and they've got similar names. But this is the world we live in. We'll see how it goes. In the 8K range, Kenny, we've got Wyndham Clark in the 8K range at $8,900 in a fall swing event. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Talk to me about this 8K range, Kendo VT.
Yeah, my third cash game cornerstone is going to be the old fucking man that I hate. All right, cheapskate bitch-ass Matt Kuchar. Bitch-ass Matt Kuchar is my third cash game cornerstone for the week. His form coming in is great. He loves fucking playing in Mexico. He loves stiffing fucking caddies in Mexico. He loves being cheap as shit in Mexico. So fuck that dude. I hate him. But he's going to be my third cash game cornerstone. Again, iron game has been pretty good. Putting is always been solid. Has played well recently and is playing well at this course before and in Mexico in general. So just go ahead and give me Mr. Matt Kuchar as my third cash game cornerstone for the week. Griot's gonna, Mike, you can go hit the music on this. Griot's gonna be my hustler play of the week. People might just look at that withdrawal and just think what happened like I did, because it's been a couple of weeks and it's the fall. People aren't paying attention. Could be a little bit a part of it. When you look at his putting, like throughout his career, he's been good on Paspalin. Like he's like 12th, third, like top 15 in the field in his career in all rounds total in Paspalin. I think it's like 30 plus. Like it's not like a tiny sample size of rounds. And he's, I think, top 15 in this field in strokes gained putting. We know about his iron game. If he can get hot with that putter and be low owned, his course history here isn't great. His form coming in isn't the best. But he did have a pretty good finish, a few weeks ago in a fall event. I'm going to go Griot as my hustler play of the week in this 8K range. I'm looking at Nico. I'll take a pick of Nico at $8,500. I don't know if he ends up on my thing, but I'm not the biggest fan of this range. Keith Mitchell is something I'm looking at. I don't know. He does make a lot of birdies, but it's fucking Keith Mitchell. I can never really get on him. So just the ones I spoke about are the only ones that I'm definitely going to play.
Nick Taylor is very interesting, Kenny. He's playing well right now. He's like really, really playing some good golf. I think he's got the third best strokes gained entering the week over the last 6 months. So he's $8,800. He doesn't hit it very far, but he's playing good golf. He can make putts too. He's very, very good at that. And his irons are sensational right now. Both putting and approach play are top 10 in this field for Nick Taylor. So that's something you're going to be looking for. And his fairway rate is 15th in the field. So it's lots of fairways. He's hardly going to find himself in danger. He's going to be firing at flags from the fairway, making putts. Nick Taylor, $8,800. Give me him over Wyndham and Keith Mitchell. I don't know if we're going to, lean into guys like that. I think someone that's going to be interesting is like Pearson Coody at $8,600. He does a lot of his damage with the driver and mainly just there. Is he going to make enough putts? We don't know. I don't know what to tell you in that department. But I'm all in on Griot with you, Kenny. Let's see what he can do. And then Jacob Bridgman isn't a terrible option either at $8,300. He's probably going to be one of the lower owned options. Yeah, the metrics don't grade out the greatest, but if you're looking for someone to just get hot with the putter, this dude can do it. Jacob Bridgman, $8,300. He can make putts. I'm in on him. And then we're going to get into the 7K range here. We got the boys. Got a lot of, I'm assuming, names you're going to like, Kenny, since you're not a big fan of the 8s.
Final cash game cornerstone is going to be in the low 7K range. It's going to be Grayson Sigg at $7,200. The form coming in has been really good. His iron game has been really, really strong. I like the way he's playing. I'm going to go with a little bit of Siggy as my final cash game cornerstone. So the cornerstones this week are going to be Ben Griffin at $10,500. Garrick Higo at what? $9,300. Matt Kuchar, bitch ass Matt Kuchar. He's going to be $8,200. And Grayson Sigg at $7,200. Other guys I like in this 7K range. Why not the defending champ? Give me a little bit of Eckroat at $7,800 or $7,800. Iron game really strong. His putter hasn't been great, but we know he can putt here. He did it last year, right? So let's go back. Good vibes. I'll go back to him in that top range. We saw a decent performance from Jaeger. His last time out at $7,900. Again, another guy who's won before on tour. A decent price. I could go ahead and take a look at him. It's not one of my favorite plays, but I'll take the top 700 is not 7,000 is not my favorite either. I don't know. Matty Schmid down here.
Yes. I love Matty Schmid.
Yeah, I like Matty Schmid. Again, his iron game from the proximities, you're going to see a good amount from 150 to 200 yards. That's going to be a pretty fair amount of approaches. They're going to be from that range, and he's the top 5 in both in the last 24 rounds. Those have been his strengths, those mid to long irons. And if he can get his putter going, he can make some noise. Who do you like? Oh, and there's plenty. You go, and I'll go with the guys on the bottom here in a second.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm a big fan. You didn't even mention your guy, Vince Whaley. If you're looking for a cut maker in cash, love Vince Whaley at $7,700. This man does not miss cuts, and he's playing some great golf. He grades out as the 16th best golfer in my micro model. So that's what I'm digging over there. Mark Hubbard, Kenny, putting his brains out right now. So if you're looking for someone to continue, there's
Hubbard fucked me at the Black Desert.
At the Black Desert?
Missed the cut.
Did he? Yeah, he did. So, if you went on him last time, maybe this time is a good time.
And my cornerstones all made the cut. Luckily, I cashed, but I think I didn't cash in like 2 of them. It was right on the border. It made me sweat.
Yeah. I don't know. I tend to lean into ball strikers in cash lineups over putters, but that's a completely random situation. Yeah. We can maybe chat about that some other time and see what you think. We look at consistency and the different metrics that each golfer is made up of. I'm assuming putters aren't going to be in the mix as as consistent as good ball strikers. That's just typically how stats work. So Mark Hubbard, though, is very intriguing to me. 5th in the model there for putting, 8th in the model overall. So he's great value at $7,500 at this golf course. And then we're going to look at some guys by the name of Eric Cole, playing some solid golf. He's putting quite well too over the last 6 months. He's doing some good work there. 21st in the model for me. And then one of my favorite plays here at the $7,200 range is Chris Ace Ventura, baby. Give me the pet detective in Mexico, hunting down rhino dick pills that Mike was taking, watching the Blue Jays, and just having a good time overall. So I'm all for it. $7,200. If I had a hustler play of the week, a Mexican single cigarette seller is going to be Chris Ventura this week for me at $7,200.
I like it. Because lower is probably going to garner a good amount of attention, right? I mean, you would think
and Montgomery
8 to 12%, Justin Lowe, right? It'll probably be one of the more top 10, top 7 highest owned guys in the 7K range, maybe even more than that, maybe even top 5. And so you can go against them with Ventura. I think you can also go against them with Cole. I do like Eric Cole, like I spoke about earlier. When it comes to irons or puttings, that's going to be his strength. He had that top 10 a few weeks ago. It's a fall event. These are the events that I think that he can win. He's been close a bunch. It's been a little bit of time, but he can get back up there. He has the talent. He's the guy who plays just every single week, basically like Sung Jae Im, the white motherfucking Sung Jae Im, Eric Cole. I do like him. Grayson Sigel, of course, is the cash game cornerstone down there. In the 6K range, Chandler Phelps with a lot of birdies, right? Decent putter. Pretty strong finish last year in the top 20. I don't know. Chan Kim, really good on Pass Palom. No one's going to own him. Sub 3%. And, he's the best putter in Pass Palom in the field. That's someone that I can get to. Davis Riley, again, another guy who could putt Pass Palom, who won't be owned very much. Who do you like in the 6K range?
Kenny, what are you getting Henrik Norlander as for Pass Palom putting? Because I've always remembered him as like the Pass Palom prince for putting, because whenever we go to these venues, he kind of shows up out of nowhere. He's 10th in the field in approach play, but 77th in putting overall. I would probably look at
field.
Henrik Norlander at $6,500 is absolutely worth a squeeze there. Just not the longest off the tee, but he's a great iron player and he can make putts on Pass Palom for some reason. I typically would imagine that anyone from South America would play well in Mexico, like Rio from Argentina. Surely is Argentina the same thing? Pass Palom in Argentina, probably. So who the heck knows? I think that's all stuff you can take a peek at. And then in the 6K range, you're kind of just looking for guys to get it done. Frankie Sappin, Kenny, I think I was looking it up. I was looking up like all-time greatest putters because someone, I think Jamie Kennedy on Twitter was like, who's the greatest putter ever? And there's a certain, like a lot of Australians have like multiple appearances inside the top 250 all-time putting performances for a tournament. Frankie Sappin at the Sandersons was like a top 20, top 50 all-time putting performance ever. Like since 2000 or something like that. It's just insane. So he's absolutely capable of going low on the greens, and he's $6,200. He's your guy. Haven't you bet him as well? You bet him. I
bet him last week.
Yeah.
Or last.
So, I'm a fan of Frankie Sappin there, and then I think I'm kind of living in the sevens. Maybe Kevin Streelman. I think Kevin Streelman is probably someone I'll look at $6,400 as well. Good iron play and some good putting in limited appearances.
Oh, I'm at the top of the leaderboard at the Black Desert.
Got Dunlop
early.
Yeah, he's a round one guy too. I think he's always in the mix for that, especially with his putting. The good putters sometimes show up early in a round in a tournament and then kind of can't keep it up, and then they kind of fall down a little bit. So, round one spike putters is always a great kind of option to look at. All right, Kendo, Mike, fans, friends, family, we appreciate all of you guys for viewing, for watching, for tolerating.
This episode was like from dusk till dawn. Like it's just totally different, except like the crazy part was in the beginning. Because we came with
the actual podcast started at 30 minutes.
I felt like the actual golf pod was really fucking solid this week. We brought a lot of good info.
Definitely.
Kenny, that's what the best part about this show is we talk a whole bunch of shit for the first half an hour, and you can fast forward through all of that. But if you like that stuff, you can also get good information and great stories on the same podcast. So sign up to Mayo Media on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, like, tell your uncle, auntie, Mexican cousins while we're in the country over there. Let everybody know that this is the best podcast for golf betting you can find out there. We appreciate every single one of you. You can find me at The Model Maniac on X. You can get all my tools and content, all my bets that I make as we're going. You can get the best numbers in my Model Maniac Discord or Patreon. Link in the description below. Use code FGD50 to get yourself 50% off over there. Come see what's going on. We're having a great time. Soon I'm going to be bringing out the Dog Dominator for best ball. Best ball time is coming up for next year, and we'll be doing some best ball stuff too. So all about that. Kenny, get us the hell out of here. Let's go.
Find me on X at KendoVT. My final card will be there. Stupid shit that I post will be there. Just go ahead and follow it. We're in Mexico. Should be a fun week. Let's just win some motherfucking money this time, DJ Nation. I need some cash. I need some cash.
Give me the pesos, baby.